What's up guys, I'm Diamond11 and in today's video we're going to be checking out the January 2025 dev diary for Prehistoric Kingdom. I've never really done one of these news videos, but I'm going to try and do more this year, of course 2025. This dev diary is a bit early. Usually they release at the end of the month. That's usually like one of the highlights of my day on those specific days. Yeah, let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna try not to read exactly what it says, otherwise it'll take a long time. I tried doing this earlier and it was a 30-minute recording, which is way too long. So in this first section, they are basically saying that you should go help support Prehistoric Kingdom on Patreon. As an indie project, they don't always have enough funds to be able to support the project sustainably, and the Patreon is just a way of helping out. A brokey like me doesn't have enough money for this yet. I would love to subscribe one day, but sharing the word is always good. They have also updated the Trello, so you should go check that out. Diving straight into it, we have ontogeny. Now I'm just going to bring up this lovely GIF or GIF. I don't know. It depends. A lot of people say it differently. We've got the adult T-Rex here. I think his eyes are actually open. He's like staring at the baby. So the baby is just, chilling. He's dancing around, checking out his environment. And of course, the babies will seamlessly grow to adults. They're not going to do this thing where they start as babies and then just 2 seconds later they become an adult. And of course this is coming in update 14. We have another GIF or GIF, I don't even know how people say it, of the seamless growth of a mammoth. So starting as a baby, which looks very cute, and then it seamlessly grows to an adult. Obviously this is sped up. They will not grow that fast. I really hope that the growing takes into account the in-game calendar, otherwise it'll be a bit weird. Here's another picture. Very cool. They're also going to be getting unique locomotion. So the babies are going to be getting unique locomotion that makes them like more wobbly, because of course they're not as how do I say this? They're not akin to the landscape yet. They're still very young. And as they grow older, they're going to be more familiar with the landscape, and they're not going to be as wobbly. I don't see it too much with the babies, like the babies, like the younglings, but I do see it with the adolescents. I do see it with the babies a little. The tails are much less rigid. They take much smaller steps and much more steps. It just looks very cool. Of course, this is a ton of work. We cannot rush them on this. This is going to be added to every animal. Yeah, it's going to be insane. We've got some baby cave lions looking adorable just look at those eyes. Puppy eyes, except with a cat. This one's looking as Paul. I wonder if they're going to be getting unique idle animations. That'd be a very interesting idea. But yeah, very, very awesome. Here's another picture of them. This here is basically explaining that they're implementing ontogeny before sociality and combat, so that those behaviors can factor the babies in. Of course, we got some adults in the background. As mentioned in a previous diary, one of the benefits of this ontogeny approach is that there will be enhanced sexual dimorphism. So we're going to be able to see females with shorter tusks, for example. I'm not 100% sure if we see here. Maybe this one, the tusk is much shorter than, say, like these other guys, and like this one, for example. So yeah, this is just an example herd. Oops. Alright, first person mode. This highly requested feature will let players explore their parks from the eyes of a human, walking, running, and jumping their way around the park. And This was a surprise to me, but a very welcome one. This is going to help in like park tours a lot. It also has a lot of potential in the future for doing tasks and interacting with attractions, which they do actually talk about a bit here. And that is update 14 right here. We're going to be getting ontogeny and first person mode, which is going to be very cool. But what about the future? In the future, we're going to be getting a lot of new animal behaviors, such as herding and how animals respond to each other. They're going to have things such as friendly communication, scaring off competing herds, and running away from threats, as well as moving up and down like the social ranks, which is going to be awesome. We've got a picture of the Triceratops here, presumably forming a group. There's 3 of them, and they are forming a social group. Mixed herds, which is a very interesting concept, is that the smaller animals will be magnetized to larger animals. So here we can see some Dryosaurus and a Camarasaurus, which I don't even know why it's there. It's the only one there. They are sort of sticking close to the Brachiosaurus, and why would you not want to stick next to some huge, generally peaceful dinosaurs? These guys will protect you from, say, a Torvosaurus or an Allosaurus in the future. Oops, I keep doing that. This here, social behavior or social animation, is essentially saying that Prehistoric Kingdom's not going to have social animations like Jurassic World Evolution 2, where the dinosaurs, they decide to socialize and then they do this synchronized animation. Prehistoric Kingdom's not going to have that. Instead, they're focusing on social behavior, which is things like forming the groups, moving up and down the ranks, challenging each other, and forming mixed herds. Which makes sense, especially considering it would take a lot of time to get these. Like, for example, in Jurassic World Evolution 2, basically every animation, it has to be lined up because they are perfectly synchronized animations. In Prehistoric Kingdom, we're not really going to be able to have that because it is going to be a very heavy tech investment here. And it makes complete sense why they would not want to go for that. This part, very exciting. I mean, this whole dev diary is combat and hostility. Basically, combat is going to be a dynamic system making use of triggerable attacks and additive animations, which is going to allow the animals to injure each other and perform different actions. They are prioritizing the scalability of aggressive interactions. I'm not sure what that means, but I think it probably means like the uniqueness, I would guess. And they're also considering the size of the team because, of course, they have like less, I think 11 people, maybe like a dozen. And it's a lot of work to do this type of stuff. And of course, this is going to be much more dynamic. As you can see here, this T-Rex is the aggressor, threatening this other one, which is backing down. It looks very cool. This is a work in progress animation test. These animations are triggered manually, so they currently don't have these animations running procedurally. But of course, combat is in very early stages, as they talk about down here. So we can't judge anything off of these. But combat is looking very cool. We've got 2 images here depicting an incoming attack, bite, and hit reaction. So here, we've got this T-Rex revving up to attack this one, which is sort of in a defensive stance. And then this image is most likely this T-Rex has struck, and this T-Rex is reacting to the hit. Yeah, I really like the way this is looking. Of course, none of this is final, but as of right now, I think it looks pretty dang cool. However, that's not all. We are also going to be getting paleobotany. We've got a bunch of different images showcasing some of the species. There's going to be over 30 extinct, well, no, not over, around 30 species of foliage, which are going to be in all 8 in-game biomes. Very cool. We've also got some pictures of the ginkgo trees here. And here they have basically explaining some of the gameplay. So you're going to be creating unique dig sites specifically for paleobotany that will be scattered around the world, and placing compatible paleobotany will increase an animal point rating while also providing enrichment, which is going to be very, very cool. For terrariums, these are going to be replacing the mini exhibit system. Very excited for these. We're going to be getting 3 configurations: amphibious, which is going to have a shallow pool and terrain for semi-aquatics; arboreal, which is going to feature a set of trees for arboreal animals to perch on or jump between; terrestrial, which is going to be, kind of like a regular exhibit. It's going to feature elevated terrain with viewable burrows for animals to hide in. Here we've got some images of the terrariums. Of course, these are super duper early, and these are tiny coelophyses. But yes, these are very early, non-final. There's always going to be changes along the lines. We've got 3 new species reveals: the Compsognathus, Tiktaalik, not sure if I'm saying that right, and the Yi. The Yi is going to be arboreal, Tiktaalik semi-aquatic or amphibious, and the Compsognathus is going to be terrestrial. And the last part of this dev diary is, of course, the flat rides. They are looking to add a Ferris wheel, theater, and a hot air balloon that will give guests something to do when they're not just watching animals, which is going to be very cool. And of course, if you have suggestions, you should suggest them, most likely on Discord, where they are most active. We got some community pictures. We got this one created by Green Godzilla, this one created by WB, and this one created by Roundtable. Very cool. And then, well, that's it. Definitely go support Prehistoric Kingdom on Patreon and check out the updated roadmap, because it has everything that Prehistoric Kingdom that the devs have planned for Prehistoric Kingdom. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.